Okay. So on to the next one. So the mayor has obviously been fully immersed in public safety. He knows that that's one of the biggest things that needs to be tackled and addressed during his administration. I think that his, you know, mayoralship is going to be contingent on how effective he is in terms of public safety. And then also, you know, that would boost tourism dollars, money coming into the city. And then also that would boost other businesses that want to set up in Memphis, which ultimately helps the entire community. Mayor Paul Young speaks on solutions to reduce crime. I love that he's in front of it. He's doing what he needs to do. I think that we're in good hands personally, but let's see what Mayor Paul Young has to say about this 18% drop in crime.
Well, earlier today, we are seeking solutions from Mayor Paul Young about the changes he made right here in Memphis. Now, we asked Mayor Young about policies that he put in place to fight crime, specifically the ones he created after meeting with the Black Mayors Coalition earlier this year. Young says the Memphis Police Department is focused on Operation Code Zero, which is a big reason for the city's 18% drop in crime.
Doing victory laps, we're not resting on our laurels. We're just encouraged that we're seeing crime trend in the right direction, and we know we still have a lot of work to do.
Operation Code Zero started in the beginning of this year. The collaborative effort between city and state agencies was responsible for 30 arrests in its last operation in June. And here it is.
Yeah, so, I mean, this goes back to the last story about the actual article released from the Daily Memphian, and that highlighted the reduced crime rate in Memphis right now in 2024 through the first 6 months. So it shed light on the fact that Operation Code Zero began in January. So now we know what the start date of that was. So through the first 6 months of 2024, we've seen the 18% drop from that same time period in 2023. Positive. That's good. Okay. And so now, and another thing that's good about that I'm receiving from the story itself, the interagency collaboration and communication. And it's hitting a lot of different topics, not only crime rate, but blight, fire inspections, so on and so forth. So, code enforcement. So a lot of different needs are being met through the same initiative. I'll say that is probably the biggest positive that I'm hearing from the effort. And just like Mayor Paul Young said, crime is trending down. That's what we need to see, because if we had a record year in 2023, the only way that we'll get back down to, so in 2020, we're still 17%. Crime rate is still 17% higher than what it was in 2020. So if we want to drop that 17%, we'll need to pull in and continue the effort that's been made on behalf of this particular initiative. It's kind of weird because when you think about it, rolling from precinct to precinct, I'm glad the other things are being addressed as far as blight, code enforcement, traffic violation citations, and all the rest of that stuff, whatever you want to call it. But it's kind of weird to me that, okay, how is crime being affected if you're going from precinct to precinct addressing outstanding issues? How is that stopping somebody from Hickory Hill going to Whitehaven to steal a car because you're rolling from precinct to precinct, being proactive about it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, just from a layman's point of view, from somebody that doesn't know a lot about law in particular, why go from precinct to precinct addressing issues? How is that something that is bringing down the crime overall? Or is it artificial numbers? Is because they're making arrests and handing out citations in a particular precinct boosting numbers artificially? Now, homicides, that being down, that's a great thing. You know what I mean? I think they said it was like 20 some odd homicide different, which is bad. Absolutely bad. Pray for those families and everybody that's involved in those situations. We don't want that at all. And if there was a way to get that down to 0 or none, you know, that would be, you know, a blessing. But I'm wondering how they work those numbers and come up with the results that they have. Because they said the number of arrests were up and, you know, the number of citations were up. But it doesn't really explain now the number of, how does going from precinct to precinct do something about, you know, somebody coming to steal my car or somebody coming to steal my, or break into my house? It just doesn't make sense to the normal person. But I'm not in that job field. That's not the skill set that I have. I just want to understand so that when it's presented or said in front of me, I can have a confidence in what they're doing, you know. But there's everybody's, you know, own individual. You have to, you know, kind of, we'll ask the questions. And I'd love the dialogue too. So if you happen to, if you're watching this video, comment, please comment. All right.